Hello everyone. After a busy weekend, I'm back today. Today we will be taking a look at one of the best thriller/mysteries I've seen in a long time. I'm talking about 2015's Crimson Peak. This period piece starring Tom Hiddleston is one of the most visually vibrant pieces of cinema I've seen in recent memory. It has excellent color contrast throughout the film and will definitely be appealing to any architecture buffs watching. The film's plot is roughly that Thomas Sharp, Tom Hiddleston's character, who is of nobility but is basically broke, has been trying to invent a mechanized digging machine and sell it. It's kind of a boring machine. He's got a concept for it. Basically, it's an 1800s trench layer. While shopping this trench layer around, to little or no avail, he meets a beautiful daughter of a rich investor and falls in love. Of course, being the time period and all this is absolutely unacceptable to the woman's father. Even if Mr. Sharp is of noble birth, he is very broke. At this point, a man-on-man discussion is had, and Mr. Sharp is sent packing after breaking this girl's heart. Or is he? Shortly after this discussion, the father is murdered. Therefore, the daughter is going to marry Mr. Sharp in a totally unforeseeable turn of events, and returns with him to his manor house. Once arrived at the manor, we run into all kinds of strangeness, stories that don't add up, areas of the house that are off limits, and dare I even say it, a few ghostly encounters. Overall, the story for Crimson Peak is quite enjoyable, but I think beyond the story that the set design is what really kind of makes this movie stand out. A real house was not actually used for this, but when they started making the film, they practically built the house for the movie. This is quite a feat, and truly my hat is off to the set builders, as they spent a great amount of time building the perfect ghost house with all the gothic detailings that one could hope for. There are spindly hand railings, the house is multiple stories tall, it's dark yet lavish but somewhat run down. There's even a giant hole in the floor that bloody looking dirt comes up. It's not creepy at all. When I started watching this film, I did not realize that this was a Guillermo del Toro film. But once you realize that, you can kind of see his cinematic touches throughout it and the sets, as the visually styling makes a lot more sense. Honestly, when I sat down to watch this film, I thought I would be scared, as the previews for it were definitely a bit unnerving, and technically it is classed as a horror film, but I was pleasantly surprised that this was more of a thriller and not a horror. I honestly kind of wonder how they fully put it in the horror category, because while there is paranormal activity and some spiritualistic elements, it's definitely not gory. It's not like scary like Paranormal Activity. It was just kind of a good murder mystery with some ghosts. Frankly though, given its period setting, I would say that it does a better job as a pure 19th century ghost story rather than full modern day horror. But you may be asking, who is this film for and should I watch it? I would say that this film is for anyone who loves a good period piece, likes a little mystery, and can stand a mild ghost story. Crimson Peak would be a great compromise film for people where someone loves scary films and the other does not, as it is definitely thrilling, but not I'm not going to sleep tonight scary. That's it again for this episode. If you like my reviews, please subscribe, share my stuff, tell your friends about me, and as always, come back for my next installment.